of shit going on.
I know, huh?
So what I'm doing is I'm recording this on my computer right here, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to record this. I will upload it to YouTube. It won't be for anybody else to see. It'll just be a private one, and then I will send it right over to you, okay, as soon as I can get it uploaded. Okay? So I am going to go in and take a look at a few things. I saw quite a few things in your chart just right off that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, shit. Damn it. I just literally closed your freaking chart. Okay, fuck it. I got another chart up for you. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, right off the bat, I saw quite a few things going on in your chart. Number one, rising Sagittarius. Your sun in Capricorn, your moon in Cancer. Lot going on in Sagittarius right now. I feel like there's a lot of ideas. If they're not coming to you right now, there's going to be a lot of ideas that are surfacing to for you to think about, like about things that you want to do in the future, about when it comes to your work, when it comes to your philosophy and what you teach. Okay, a lot to do with teaching. And a lot to do with your humanitarianism as far as like your service. So when I look at your chart, I notice that you have so much shit, unexpected stuff coming into that area of A, your health, okay? And B, your service, like your everyday projects, your employment, the things that you do, what you put out. But a big one in your health and really needing to focus a lot of tension in your health and unexpected things that could come through. I do feel like next year, and I hate to say this, but yes, next year, when Jupiter enters into that area of Taurus for you, which is your 6th house of your health, I feel like there's going to be someone or something that is brought in that is going to help you with something, some type of a health. I'm feeling it's health. Like some type of a supplement, some type of a, it's going to be something that is going to be very beneficial for you.
Hey.
Yeah. So is that making sense?
Yeah, because I am going through a lot of health stuff.
Yeah, so I feel like your health is, you have a major crisis in that area that you're dealing with, and there's like a lot of unexpected changes that continue to come in. And I feel like from when I'm looking at your chart, it right about May, you might start seeing it before May, it can happen, but it's going to be when Jupiter enters into that area. Okay. Now, you have, I can see a lot of shit. There's a lot of eclipses. So, it's going to have to do with your diet. It's going to have to do with, the way that, it's basically purifying your entire body. Basically, you're going to have to go through a full purification in your diet, like a major, major, major overhaul for this evolution to take place.
Is that something I can do proactively?
You can. When it's basically just getting like pieces to the puzzle, because it's like layers, right? It's like we find a layer and it's like somebody gives us a piece to the puzzle and then that piece cures this layer. And it's like you're kind of shredding a lot of layers is what I'm seeing in your astrology. And it's because you have Uranus there. Uranus does some pretty unexpected shit. It just comes in like a bolt of lightning and you're like, whoa, where the hell did that come from? And so that can create the health issues that you've been going through of like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, whoa, where'd that come from? Okay.
Yeah.
So I am getting that proactively. Yes. Proactive would be changing your diet, talking to somebody about certain supplements. I feel like supplements is a really big one. Some type of like, what's that?
I'm already doing that, actually.
Okay, yeah. So this is going to continue till 2026.
Okay.
Okay?
Lifestyle change, and everybody's been on my ass to go vegetarian and vegan and all that nonsense, and I tried it, and all I did was get sicker. So I just went back to my roots. I was like, I made it 70 years. So it's not killing me, but I do need the supplements because the food these days is not what it could be, and I don't grow my own. Trace
minerals, iodine, that could have a lot to do with it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing anything, but I would say that would be, that's kind of what I'm getting for you, because you're not getting that, which is also in turn, it's kind of fucking up your car, your system. And those are the things that we're not getting in the dirt, in the soil. And the only reason why I say that is because Taurus is your 6th house. So this has absolutely everything to do with your food intake. Okay. It has everything to do with your food intake. So I would say look at, like I said, the trace minerals, copper, zinc, iodine, those types of things. In fact, I have a vitamin. I had to kind of start doing the same thing because I too just had a health crisis that Saturn is sitting in my 6th house. So I too went through that. I will send you what I started taking, and I tell you what, it has been tremendous for me. So, yeah, and it's not going to cost you a fucking arm and a leg. You can get it in one supplement. So, and believe it or not, I had fibrocystic breasts. I had a cyst on my thyroid. And ever since I started taking it, I'm not even kidding, the cyst went away. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. And I don't work for these doctors. I don't have anything to do. I'm a psychic astrologer, but I'm just telling you what helped me tremendously and can keep you away from cancer and that kind of stuff, because it's the selenium. Also, selenium is another one you're not getting. And that one too comes in this vitamin. So I will, in fact, while I'm on the phone with you, let me send that to you so that I remember. Oh, right here. I have a picture. I took a picture of it because I'm like, I've been taking it like in each supplement, and then I found that they actually have it in one.
Nice, because I've been taking
No, I've been researching Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg has been really helpful. In fact, I'll send you some of his videos on YouTube. He has 8.6 million followers on one channel and 8.9 on the other. And sweetie, he talks about all this shit, and he does not push any medical medicines or anything. He does have his own supplements, but he doesn't even advertise those. I have just found out the other day. So I just sent you a picture of that. Another thing too is travel. Where are you wanting to travel in this next year? Because I do feel like that is something also that can be coming to the forefront, is traveling. Maybe you need to travel for your health. Maybe that's actually going to help you, is just to kind of disconnect from all the heaviness and the intensity of where you've been and kind of lighten up a little bit, because I do feel like fun, get this, fun is going to be very helpful for you in this next few months. So starting in December, all the way up until May, we have Jupiter in that fun house for you. So what is fun for you, and how can you lighten up a little bit where it can take some of your mind off of all this heaviness and put it back on the things that you enjoy. So those are really important things that can actually be very beneficial when when we talk about all of those areas of our lives. We have 12 houses to our zodiac, right? And there's always something being aspected. And depending on where those important planets are, we really want to make use of those things. So Jupiter being in that 5th house of true love and romance and, passion projects and, being lighter and having fun, that is too also a very important part. And that's hard for you because you're so into fucking working all the time. You got this like Capricornian. and you take your work very seriously, John. You're fucking amazing at what you do. You're a fucking rock star in your own right. But also take some of that energy back for you. And how can you put that in your relationship where you get to lighten up a little bit and actually enjoy the time that we all have left on this, on this earth. So very important times with Jupiter being there, because Jupiter can bring you blessings in that area. It can bring you a lot of fun. So lighten up a little bit, is what Spirit's saying. Like take some time and go out and have some fun, laugh, and really enjoy yourself. So you've got that from a few days, like you'll kind of feel it right around December time, getting closer to the end of December. But I feel like things can feel a little bit lighter and a little bit more joyous for you. And I feel like sources of inspiration can come in. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I definitely do feel a lightening up in those areas. Sorry. Okay, so let me go back. What's that?
Been struggling with that lately.
Fun.
The books are done, and I'm not feeling the writing anymore. And I had some projects at work that I got passionate about. Ended up giving me huge bonuses and stuff in the end. Wasn't looking for that, but that's what came. And so now I'm kind of in that limbo period of what's next.
That's a good spot to be in right now. That's where everybody's in right now.
That's what I kind of figured, because, and I started looking at 3D printers and laser cutters, and what I realized is that I'm looking for some kind of creative outlet.
Yes.
And I go down that path because I just need to wait, and it's going to come to me.
With Jupiter entering into that 5th house of passion projects, Jupiter, it's like there've been things that you have talked about. You've kind of kicked around a little bit, few ideas. Maybe you've talked to people about certain things in the past, but nothing really came to fruition. And it was more of just a, shooting the shit, right? Even it was just having a conversation with yourself or sparks of inspiration that came up. Now, when Jupiter re-enters, so let me explain Jupiter for a second. Jupiter is like the waves, right? Jupiter comes, or the tides coming in. So it's like the ocean. It's coming in, 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 coming in. And that's when he's going direct. When Jupiter goes retrograde, which is where he is right now, he falls back. Well, when he falls back, what does that leave you? It leaves you starfish. It leaves you sand dollars. It leaves you all the trinkets, right? That you would have never otherwise seen it, because he was direct. So now that Jupiter is retrograde, it has uncovered all of those things. Now Jupiter on a couple of days ago just moved direct again. Now in moving direct again, he is going to now move forward on all of those things that were talked about or thought about. And so now it's not just these gas bubble ideas. They can now be put into the plant, or seeds can now be planted. Okay. The work can now start. And so it's like really before we go into this Mercury retrograde, which is what we're headed into at the end of this year, going into next year. So just all these people going, new year, new me. Bullshit. It's on fucking postpone. We are not new year, new me until fucking February. Just so everybody fucking knows. Don't be making your New Year's resolutions, because it's all a bunch of bullshit. And all those people were like, new year, new me. All those people will be fucking still sitting in the same fucking place next year. So. Yes, exactly. Hold on one second. Let me grab my charger. So anyway, with that said, you've got a lot of things that are coming in, a lot of inspirational ideas. And no, you're sitting at exactly the right place. And that's why it's important that you're not just moving forward on just anything right now, because we have Mars retrograde in Gemini, and it is going backwards, and it's also squaring over to Neptune in Pisces. Now, Neptune in Pisces is that kind of illusional area that we're in. So when it's squaring over there, it's like you have these ideas of where you'd like to go. It's just you don't know how you're going to get there.
Yeah.
So because not everything has been fully shown to you yet. There are pieces of the puzzle that still need to get to you before you can start.
Pretty much exactly what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm a writer, and people ask me for advice, and I say, write. Just fucking write. And so I haven't been doing that, and then, a few weeks ago, I said, okay, I'm going to do that. Use my own advice for once. And I started writing, and it became essentially grueling. It wasn't flowing like the books did. And
it's not.
But now is not the right time. I just have to be patient.
Yes.
And same way when I got in that project at work, I felt it coming, and then all of a sudden I was so into it that I would, it was like any waking moment I was focused on that project.
Right.
And not because of work, it was because it was something I loved to do.
With Mars now retrograde in Gemini, you're not going to have any inspiration. It kind of took, because Mars is our passion. It's that oomph to move us forward. And it's sitting in Gemini, place of communication, the mind, our creativity, all of that comes from there, right? Plus, Mars is also the masculine energy. And so it's like you're kind of feeling defeated. You're feeling depleted right now. And you're like, wait a minute. And it's a little more confusing. So it's like, but the cool part about if you utilize this correctly, so much more is starting to come to light. So if you can go within and just kind of watch what's going on the outside and just listen to what's going on, you're going to have more of an inspiration because there's so much actually being uncovered, so that when Mars does go direct on January 17th of 2023, it will give you that like, there it is. And then it will flow again.
But chicken skin, because I decided, you know what, I'm trying to make it happen, and it's never going to if I keep doing that. So I just sit back, relax, and chill, and wait, go up, the same as it always happens.
Right. It's just, we can't push the timing. We've had, all these planets in retrograde. And not only that, you being Capricorn, you've got Pluto coming in now. Pluto is creating a lot of transformation, a lot of transformation. And also like from August of this year up until just recently when Pluto went retrograde and then went direct, there was a lot of internal work that you were doing. And it had a lot to do with your employment, what you're, as far as you make your money, your assets, all of those things have really come into play for you. And so now that Pluto is moving direct again, it is transforming and has really like brought a lot of things to the surface for you to think about. Okay. You as a father, your own father issues, a place of power and control where you've been giving away your power and control. Okay. And so that has been a really, really big thing. And that's something that you've been working on since 2008. 2008. You're almost done with that lesson.
Well, maybe because Laura, we're separated right now.
Oh.
Essentially because I gave away all my power.
Okay. Well, also you have Mars in retrograde in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, one-on-ones, BFFs, roommates, people that you spend the most of your one-on-one time with. And so there can be some type of an upheaval in the relationship house for you. And it's a 5-month transit. Now, normally Mars is a 40-day, 40-night transit. And unfortunately for you, he's spending 5 whole months, again, until January 17th, until he turns direct, because again, it's where you've been giving away so much of your power. Again, Mars rules that passion. And also, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you value? And so needing to work on those things as well in your relationships, but that's also the relationship with yourself. And so there can be this power struggle constant, because for you, it's always like you're battling your head and your heart. For you, it's like you work hard. You're very nurturing and you're very loving. your moon in Cancer, I too have a moon in Cancer. You know, and sometimes, you know, with that fire rising, you are just like me. You're a fire rising, an earth sun, and a Cancer moon. I'm an Aries rising, a Virgo sun, and a Cancer moon. So I 100% get where you are at. So it's like, you know, but for you, it's like we can tend to move forward, but we always tend to give away our power to other things that are outside of ourselves. And we need to learn how to be selfish. And that is something that, bless you. Thank you, Spirit, because that totally just confirmed what I said when you sneezed. You need to learn how to be more selfish with your time. You need to learn how to be more selfish with your energy. There needs to be an exchange of energy. Okay? When, you know, when someone gives, there needs to be like, whether it's your attention, some people pay attention. Okay. So that is people, because people can steal a lot more than just your material belongings. They can steal your heart. They can steal your mind. They can steal your ideas. They can steal your thoughts. So you have to be really careful with that. And that's another way that you're giving away your power.
I'm I used to pride myself on being an open book, and part of the separation came because I was too open too soon. I gave away too much of myself and didn't protect myself, so to speak. And now it's getting used against me, and yeah. Yeah.
And so it creates this this upheaval, and I feel like it's something you've been dealing with for the last few years. I'm going to say, you know, 2020, 2021, 2022. It's been a lesson that you've been dealing with, because the universe is like trying to get you into a long-term relationship. But in turn, it's also got to help you set healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
That's been a big one.
That's right on, because I got in this relationship knowing it was probably not my best choice, but also knowing that it was probably going to be one of my greatest teachers.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to go through these experiences. They're never a waste of time. What's that?
It's not good or bad, and I don't believe in a way. No such thing as a waste of time.
No, it just is. It's exactly what you're supposed to experience. And, you know, if the universe has something else in store for us, it will. It will take it away and say, okay, I'm not punishing you, but what have you learned from all of this? And for you, it's like you're really learning a lot about control. You're learning a lot about politics. You're learning a lot, and that's like politics and everything. Politics in a relationship and how they come together, and you know how they work. It's like it's like a clock, you know, and every little piece has to go, or otherwise it's not going to tell time, right? There's a lot of working parts in that clock, and so that's a really big thing for the relationship, and that's why the universe is kind of like, okay, what it does is Mars goes retrograde now in your 7th house of relationships, and it's like, okay, I want you to reevaluate. I'm going to pull the wool off, because we've been moving. We have to stop, because you're not going to be able to see what you've been going over. Like it's like we're constantly running forward, and that planet goes retrograde so that it can like take the brakes off, or, you know, put the brakes on and go, hey, did you wait a minute? You almost ran over this. You almost missed this. So I've got to go back and help you retrieve whatever this is that you are missing. Okay. And so that's a really big lesson that you've been learning. And it's also unveiling so that you have been able to see, and you guys both have been able to see, like, things that you weren't able to see because you were too busy fucking running forward with everything else, just trying to survive, really, like we are lately. You know, and so
and I think that this separation has given me that opportunity to assimilate those lessons, if you will.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be an end all. It just has to be an end to the way things have been going.
Right.
You know,
it's changed.
Yes, there needs to be, because the universe, it's it's so funny how the universe conspires to bring these just fanatical bullshit to the surface. And you're like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from, man? Like, it just comes out of nowhere. And it's like this, like, it's not even a nice little Jake break, you know, it's like a, stop.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Shame on you. You stop that, you know? So, I mean, it has its purpose, but man, sometimes it would be nice if they just slipped a nice little note under our door and was like, so guys, here's the deal. We're going to do this for a minute and we want you to think about this.
I know the door.
Yeah. Instead it creates this catastrophe of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So with that said, hold on one second. Let me go look. So, there is going to be like, again, this is about, I want you to start like, again, lightening up, having fun, you know, playing again, connecting to your inner child so that you can become more creative. And like I said, I think with Jupiter getting ready to enter back into that 5th house, because Jupiter just went direct back in Pisces. So this can bring a little bit more love into your household. Okay. It could bring changes into the household of some sort. But Jupiter can now bring some more love, and it can bring in teachers that can also help you. You know, it can also bring some of that nurturing energy as well. You know, I do feel like this can also help you feel a little bit more excited and bringing out more ideas for you. It is the area, 5th house is the area of falling in love again. So, but because being in love is what invigorates us. So it also is what makes us creative again, is when we're in love. So whether that's you falling in love with yourself again, falling in love with Laura again, or falling in love with life again, whatever those are for you, there's no wrong answer. Right. I do feel like, it can bring that zest back for life, you know? So it's like finding that spark again. And I feel like it's going to be like this, you know, I feel passionate again. I feel excited again. So
this is coming January?
Into the end of December into January, you should feel a little bit more alive and enthused. I think with, you know, and I really feel going into 2023, like I said, all the way, you have that energy all the way up until May of 2023. Then in May, it will move over to your 6th house of your health and that kind of stuff. So you also will end up, don't get me wrong, you are going to have the North Node that is going to be activating your 5th house and moving from your 6th house, which has been your health, you know, and all those issues that have been really intense since the end of last year and going into July of next year. So, and that'll continue until 2024. July 2023 till the end of 2024, you will have the North Node again in your 5th house of true love and romance. So your passion projects, pets even. So you could end up with more pets. Okay, those will be your children.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So but it's also, it will be a time for you to explore your fun and creative side, which is really fucking awesome. It'll also make you feel a lot more confident, and it will also help you get more in touch with your talents and the things that actually inspire you.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, right now we're in, you know, whenever we're in retrograde season, because you have to think, like, the planets all haven't been direct for a really long time. We've had a major slowdown with Chiron retrograde. Mars only retrogrades once every 2 years, and it's retrograding. We've got Saturn retrograde. We just had Jupiter come out of retrograde. We come out of Neptune retrograde this weekend. Like, it's been like 6, 7 fucking planets of just dead stop, nothing moving. all of us having to see all this fuckery that's going on in the world. And so we can get kind of tied up into that kind of shit. And again, that's where we give away our power, is with the government. We give our power away with what the fuck they're doing and the distractions that are taking away from what's really truly important to us. Okay. So, matters of, if you have any children, there will be something going on with your kids as well, I feel like, next year, because of your 5th house being lit up. So if you do have any children, there will be some type of matters that will be brought to the forefront with your children. There could be some type of a passionate endeavor that they are working on, or some type of a positive development in their own relationships. So what's that?
Just nodding. Yep.
Okay. And so,
daughters, so.
Oh, perfect. I do feel like also grandchildren will also be a highlight. There could be something uplifting in their life as well. A period of like, some type of goodness, and because it's Jupiter's like fucking Santa Claus. We love Jupiter. Jupiter, he's my man. I love Uncle Jupe. I was born on a Thursday, Jupiter Day. So I loved Uncle Jupe. Plus Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter too. So, I do feel like a lot of different changes when it comes to your identity, in the next 6 months. So again, you can go from, being in a relationship to being single. You could go from, being a vegan to eating meat again. You could identify as a piece of broccoli like all these other fucking weirdos. Please don't. I'm not playing the game.
Doing is a YouTube rant about all of that, right? Offensive, really. Everybody gets offended. You got to be careful what you say because you don't want to offend somebody. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're like me.
If you get offended, nothing.
Yeah, it's not.
In the next Pono, instead of calling me on my shit because I offended you, let's look into why you are offended.
Yeah.
Because don't need to be. I'm just speaking my truth, and if that upsets you, then I'm sorry for that. But
Well, and that goes towards your flow of inspiration. Like, you have been inspired to speak out against injustice, because you got to think that Sagittarius also rules justice. And so, yeah, people are thinking, I think what a lot of it is too, John, is a lot of spiritual bypassing. You have a lot of people who, they think, oh, you're supposed to be so ho'oponopono and blah, 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 but you're also a fucking realist.
Yeah.
And that is what offends people, because they want to spiritual bypass everything. Me, I don't give a fuck. We all know I don't give a fuck. I have no problem, putting people in their fucking place and just saying things regardless of how it affects them. I don't care. My feelings are not my fucking problem.
Well, and that's what I always tell people. I say, you know what? Your feelings are not my responsibility.
No.
Yeah.
So,
but if you want to work through it, figure out why, then I'm here for you.
Right.
I'm not going to sugarcoat for your sake. Yeah. Cool.
I think that there's a lot. I feel like 2023 is going to be a very positive year for you in general. I think that your health can very much improve if you can start really working on the things that are making you sick. Okay? Just yes. If it's people, if it's situations, if it's, things that you have not said because of, again, hurting other people's feelings, I feel like by you just doing those things, it's going to help you in the long run. I do feel like business ideas, creating a new website would also be really beneficial for you. But I do feel that you are, I just feel like there's an avalanche of shit that's going to come at you in 2023. Yeah, I think that Saturn will present some challenges, at some points, and a few blockages and tests, and like he normally does. But because he is he will be moving into your 4th house in March, and he will stay there until 2026. So you're going to have to be really mentally prepared When it comes to your real estate, that can deal with relocation. It could deal with some type of property matters in the next 3 years. So from 2023 to 2026, you're going to be dealing with home issues and maybe needing to move home. Maybe you end up moving off the island. It becomes, unfeasible, or you can't find the medical that you need while you're there, and something creates a upheaval to where you end up having to relocate.
Okay.
So keep that, or something happens with the family. Also, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. You're finally going to get through your fucking Pluto return. Pluto will be out of your fucking sign in March of 2023. So he will only be gone for about 2 months. And then in 2024, he's out completely. So he moves into Aquarius. So congratulations. He's no longer sitting on your head and making you frustrated and, keeping you held back and dealing with a lot of internal psychological, subconscious shit that you have been dealing with since 2008. Major transformations will have taken place by then. So your whole entire life for the last, since 2008 has really gone through a major transformation, including what you do and how you value money and how you are valued. And I think that that's also really important.
Yeah, that's almost a 180 turnaround.
Yeah, major. So I do want to say that Pluto will be supporting you, though, but with this sextile that you will be in with Pluto there in Aquarius, sextiling over to your ascendant. So you could see more powerful people enter into your life and your daily environment.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Because Pluto brings in powerful individuals, and this is going to be of a benefit for you. So people who also have a strong will, such as you, and they can be very focused, but be careful because they can also sometimes be very controlling. This situation can also transform you and transform your life all the way up until 2044 if we can fucking make it.
Yeah.
So, I do want to say, though, a little bit of a heads up. This could create some type of a strife between you and family members, coworkers, or, flatmates also, anybody who is living in your home.
Right.
But it will empower you. Now, Pluto in the third will empower you to really speak your truth, speak your fucking mind. For many, many years to come. You're going to be that fucking grandpa who's sitting there just fucking telling it how it is. And you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But it also can make you that individual that becomes that power player in your own life as well. Because your communications are going to be very transformative, being that it is Pluto.
Okay.
So your communication can be very insightful. It will be, Pluto is penetration, right? So it can be very penetrating. And I feel like more people will seek you for those words of wisdom. Because your words will carry much more of an impact at that time. You've had Saturn in that area, so it's been really hard for you to feel heard lately. And I think, too, with Saturn now getting to the last of the degrees of Aquarius and getting ready to go into Pisces, that, too, will bring, because it's frustration. When it's the last of the degree, we're like, oh, my fucking God, I am sick of this lesson. I've had enough. Enough of that. So be careful to not use your communication to take power over other people, though. Make sure that you use that superpower to the best of your ability. Okay?
Yeah, I don't. Discussion recently that I don't feel like I ever try to have power or take control over. You know, I always do my best. Just it comes out sideways sometimes, maybe, or they hear it wrong.
Yeah.
But I never intentionally I don't want control over power over anybody else.
No.
I can get home, right? So it's not you're not my responsibility, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
I will tell you some of the topics and mental interests that might come to the surface for you is going to be a lot of taboo. It's going to be, so you may find yourself writing more about taboo topics, such as like more controversial topics is what I'm getting. Something to have to do with the occult, esoteric knowledge, and those types of things. Kind of doing what you're doing, but also going down a different level of discussion is what I get.
Because when I was telling you a little bit ago that I was started on another book.
Okay.
That book is, I don't know how to, the intent is to explain magic and to let people know that it happens every day, all day, everywhere we go. We're all doing it. It's not the devil in disguise. And I want to bring Ho'oponopono into Christianity and take magic out of it, the fear of magic out of that.
Yeah.
Not so much Christianity, but just get rid of that magic, right? And explain how, hey, you're already doing magic.
Yeah.
If you just pay attention to your words, they are magic.
Yep.
You know, and I am that I am. Right?
Yes, 100%. I am. Whatever you put after the I am is what you become.
Comes manifest. And it's funny, I tell people, I said a few years ago, I took that to heart, and I decided that when people say, how you doing? I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I said that for about probably 18 months, whether I felt good or not. Sometimes I'd say, yeah, I'm awesome. I feel like shit right now, but I'm still awesome. Yep. And I don't say it anymore, right?
Yep. Well,
so yeah, I get that I am.
Yep.
Part of it is helping other people.
Well, you're going to be drawn into, I think, deeper, darker, and more controversial topics is what you're going to end up with. But I think it'll be a lot more meaningful work than what you've been doing, because it's going to be so, it's taking everything that you've learned and now just putting it into a whole nother philosophy and teaching people that. It could very much expand your business as well. So it's going to feel, your service to humanity is going to feel a hell of a lot more fucking meaningful. And you could definitely feel like when it comes to your health, because that goes in the same area as your health is your employment. Isn't it funny how your employment and your health are in the same fucking house? It's insane. So because of all of these expansions in your business and doing more meaningful work, it can actually end up helping you and helping your health, which will end up in turn bringing you the right supplements, a great nutritional plan, and it's going to give you more wisdom, because it's Jupiter will be entering that area. It's going to bring you a whole new health routine, and it can also take you to the right doctors that can also diagnose you as well.
Yeah, that's already, when you talk about work, that's separate from my job, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Personal work and my Ho'oponopono or whatever that nonsense is or stuff is. Because my work job couldn't be any better.
Yes. There's very much a possibility, too, later on, if you wanted, there's a promotion there, too. There's some type of, there can be some type of an expansion in that area. If it's not there, it's going to be in your Ho'oponopono work that you're doing.
What's funny is that I work for Dell, and they're going through financial freakouts, right? They're not hiring, laying people off. So I couldn't, because of that, I was not able to be promoted this year. So instead of that, my boss sent me an email, and I got what's called a long-term initiative. So they gave me $27,800 in stock options. It takes years vested, but it's like, okay.
Well, there's your promotion.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. And I asked him, I said, well, because it's in lieu of promotion, you kind of talked around politically sideways, right? But essentially they couldn't promote me, so they gave me that. There's no money out of their pocket. So, yay.
I think too, friendship groups are going to be coming into alignment as well. I do feel like you can end up bringing in more new people to the fray. So I do see you meeting new people, and regardless of what happens in your relationship at this time, your romantic relationship, if this one doesn't work out, there will be something else for you on the other side.
I'm like over it.
Yeah. If that's something that you want. Here's the deal. The grass is always greener where you water it. And when it comes to this relationship, you just have to ask yourself, is it worth working towards, something long-term, or would you rather just scrap it? Some people have no problem fucking being alone. Shit, I've been alone for 8 fucking years. Like, yeah, it's like, kind of like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great.
I'm not looking. Yeah.
No. But like I said, it's usually when we're not looking for it is when it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
As you well know.
Today God doesn't have a sense of humor.
Oh my God. He's got such a sense of humor. I'm in fucking Montana right now, freezing my fucking ass off.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm not one for the cold.
Mauna Loa had the break surface today, and in the beginning, like 4 o'clock this morning, there was questionable whether we were going to be evacuating. So I started thinking, well, if my house burns down, I started looking in America, right? There's nowhere over there I could live.
I'm looking at a motorhome.
What?
I'm looking into a motorhome.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a motorhome.
There's some other people. Yeah, speak of tiny homes, that's pretty much it.
I was living in one in Hawaii, and I was paying shit tons of money for it, and just being stuck.
Right.
Nowhere to go, can't go, you got to turn, it's like NASCAR, turn left. Like, you can only go straight for so long, John. But it's just like the cost of living there is really expensive. It's really expensive. It's fucking outrageous. And the gouging and everything that they're doing, I'm like, I don't know that I want to be a part of all that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Maybe my time's up. I came here to open my heart, learn my heart, and, get a taste of Pele and learn what's real. Aloha, carry that. And a year ago or 6 months ago, even, there's no way I'm getting off this island. I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
Today, but maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think as Saturn starts creeping closer to your 4th house, which he's doing right now, he's going into it in March of 2023. So not much longer. He's going to create a crisis for you, when it comes to your home. And he's great at crisis. Trust me. He does it to me. He's a dick.
It takes a crisis to get us, that's our boot in the ass, get moving.
And then it takes us 3 years and we think, oh, yay. And I know that when I went through my Saturn in Sagittarius, oh my fucking God, he was in my 4th house, and I moved, and then I moved again, and then I moved again, and I moved again, and then I had to move again, and then again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went through those eclipses in my 4th house, and hence why I'm on the mainland. And I've been gone since August, and I'm just bouncing. I was in California, then I went to Texas, then I went to Kentucky, and now I'm in Montana. And then next Monday, I'm headed back to the island to go get rid of my shit out of my storage and sell one of my cars. And because there's no point in having ties there if I'm going to fucking not be there. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
unless, you know, he has other plans for me, then I will stay on island. You know, if it's going to be feasible and I can get some property and be just left the fuck alone, then great. And if not, I have a friend who's willing to help me out with an RV, and that's what I'm going to do. So, regardless, I have plans, and however the universe wants me to play this, there's a whole world waiting for me to show up, and would be highly disappointed if I didn't. And being mobile and being in a tiny home, like, I'm okay with that. Like, why the fuck am I going to spend $1,300 a month for a fucking shoebox when I could be in one on wheels and at least be getting like out in the forest somewhere, and, you know, boondocking somewhere else, and, you know, sitting by a body of water one day and, you know, in a forest in the mountains the next, you know? So it's like, there's too much of this world that we haven't seen because we're so stuck in one area, and it costs a lot to be able to do those things. But, you know, I think that with now Saturn moving into your 4th house, you might be more apt to wanting to reevaluate those things, because as an artist, you don't really have to be in one place. You can be anywhere you want to be.
Yeah.
And as a
My
teacher,
job is-
yeah. And that's why the universe is like making us all virtual right now. And it's making us, you know, self-employed, is, you know, and not tying us to a specific place. That's what COVID taught us, is that we don't have to be in this building to be employed anymore, you know? And so we can go anywhere. We can go anywhere. And so it's just a matter of, where the fuck do you want to go? Because there's a whole world waiting for you to show up, and would be highly disappointed if you didn't, darling. So get prepared. There's going to be a lot of changes, but like I said, this isn't going to just happen in 2023, although it can. You know, get another volcano go off and we'll see what happens, you know, or like I said, it could create a crisis, you know, with your health, and then that is what gets you to move. So regardless of how Saturn has to do it, just go with it. Don't second guess it, and don't try to hold on, because Saturn won't let you.
You know, I feel like I do that anyway.
Mm-hmm. Surrender.
Surrender, be in the flow. You know, I visit, of course, we all do, but I don't stay there.
Yeah.
A trip is, I don't get into the future trip of worry. I get into the future trip of the excitement of what is possible.
Yep.
So, but by and large, I'm pretty much in the moment. I don't know, as good as or better than most people I know. Mm-hmm. I just don't carry the baggage of the past and shit. And that's, you know, not to go off too far in that, but that's essentially what's wrong with the relationship, is that Laura lives in the past and cannot let go of it. God bless her, as much as she's trying to, she's having struggles with it. And
well, maybe she needs help. She needs a mentor. Yeah.
Well, and you can't marry your mentor. That's essentially what happened, I think.
Well, hand her over.
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, I'll do my best.
Hand her over. You know, hand her over to the ones you trust and the ones that work for you. You know, sometimes instead of being the person's mentor, how about being the person's partner and letting the mentors do their job?
Well, I mean, that's what I've been trying. Do you know Carrie Receiver?
Sounds familiar.
Hypnotherapist, past life regression kind of stuff. And she's worked really well with me in the past. And that was one that I suggested Laura try. And it's like, Laura doesn't want to do anything that's my ideas. Does that make sense?
For Christmas, I'm doing a gift certificate. You can always get her one for Christmas.
I will. And
she's active on my page. Yeah, so she's active on there. She's always, you know, commenting, or, you know, so. What's that?
On Facebook. Mm-hmm. Facebook,
yeah. So I think that would be something great for her, because it is something that she is active, and she's always commenting on my shit.
And she's mentioned a couple times about, I forget how it came up, but other people have mentioned getting a reading, and she's mentioned your name.
Yeah. So that would be a great Christmas present if you want to get her something.
Somebody else will use it. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the buy one, get one half off too. So you can get one for yourself for later, and you can get one for her, or you get two for her, or you can just get one.
Later? Mm-hmm. Is there a time frame? Because I was just thinking this might be worth doing I don't know about monthly, 6 weeks. I don't know, every so often check in.
I think that you should check in when the seasons change. Because every time the seasons change, we go through a new experience. So, you know, right now we're getting ready to go into the winter solstice. So it wouldn't hurt to do the spring solstice. And then, you know, as we go into summer solstice and then fall solstice. So you get to check in with yourself.
Yeah, I might do that.
You know, and if you here's the deal though, you'll know when it's time for you to talk to me again. Like you'll just, as you well know, you'll feel it.
Yeah, same as I did here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pinged you, and then I just went immediately and bought the ticket, so to speak.
Exactly. So you'll know when it's time. I do memberships as well. So for people who are really going through like shit, they'll buy like the 1 month membership so they can just talk to me every week and I talk them through the week. And by the end of the month, they're like, fuck yeah, okay, I got this. But that's when they're going through like one of the hardest times. And so it gives them 4 weeks of just us every week, 30 minutes of just like sitting there, or I have the 1 hour or 30 minute where we can sit there and just talk it through. And then they have a better idea. And then they usually fall off after about a month or two. And then they come back a month or two later. So it just depends. Yeah. All right. Well, darling, I have this video. I am going to upload this to YouTube. I will send you a link to it. It'll be in a private folder so that nobody else has access to it.
Okay, no worries. And then, can you send me the chart too? You have that digitally?
Yes, I will forward that to you. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Awesome.
All right, darling. It's such a pleasure to see you, John. Keep your chin up. Everything's going to start lightening up as we get closer to Christmas. So just bear with it for the minute. And then once Mars comes out of that 7th house, I think you'll feel really like a breath of fresh air and a huge weight has been lifted off of you.
I already had that, so I'm going to get it again. Yay.
Yeah, you'll have it again.
Lighten up, young man.
Yeah.
I tell myself, stop taking it so fucking seriously. Simmer the fuck down.
Yeah. Well, I'll message you when I get back into town. Maybe we'll stop and have some kava.
Yeah. Definitely do that.
I'd love to see ya.
Yep, you too.
All right, darling. You take care.
So much.
Aloha.